business owners, sometimes we have this false narrative of shame in our life. Like when we make a mistake, it's like, I can't, share that with anyone. It's like, oh, stop. If you could see the scars on my body from the mistakes that I've made, and I've only been doing this at Barron for 10 years, it's okay. They're actually pride marks, right? And we need to share that and help others win.
You got to be the sponge and absorb, right? I could learn from anybody. I could learn from a parts runner, and I tell everybody I'm no better than anybody in this room.
If you're, a $2 million business or a $200 million business, there's still those challenges as you're looking to grow and scale the different facets of a company or different trade verticals.
What's up? We are listening to Cracking the Code. This is the new season, and I'm your host, Jason Walker, aka J-Dub Moneymaker, and we got my co-host, Brad, right here, Brad Barron. I scare you a little bit?
No, you're good. I thought for some reason you were going to pause and be like, what's his last name? I didn't know.
Man, no, but it was good, right?
It was good.
Well, first off, man, we are the first ones to record in the new studio, right?
It feels nice.
We're breaking it in right now.
Including this little, I don't know.
Yeah, what is that you asked for?
I did.
Special request?
Yeah, this fingernail sensory thing. It's got bristles. It's fantastic on this table. So,
man.
But yeah, we're here, first ones to do it in the new studio. So,
well, I'm excited. Well, for all the listeners, everyone that's out there listening to Cracking the Code, I just want to tell you all, I'm super excited to be here with you all. I know Brad is. Brad, introduce yourself to everyone with EGIA.
Yeah.
Talk about real quick, because you come from fourth generation of a HVAC operation company. So can you kind of talk about that journey with 4 generations? Because usually it doesn't make it through one generation.
Yeah, at the end of the day, I'm really blessed. I get a chance to work with a family business that has been around for 55 years. So it was my grandpa who actually worked with my great-grandpa, who came out of retirement. He was a sheet metal worker in the Seattle area, moved up to a small town called Bellingham at the time, and launched Barron Heating and Air Conditioning. But it's funny, back in the early 70s, there wasn't a lot of cooling happening in Washington State because A, it's not that hot up there, and then B, it was expensive. It was a luxury. But my grandpa Dan had the foresight to call it Barron Heating and Air Conditioning, which was pretty sweet. And so I did fireplaces, furnaces, and then ended up at the end of the day getting into electrical and plumbing when I came on board back. Man, it's almost been 10 years now I've been at Barron.
10 years.
Almost. Yeah, it's getting there. But I'm not in the family business by trade, meaning I started doing something completely different.
What'd you start?
So I'm an engineer, or as my dad likes to call me, a social nerd, which I still to this day don't really know exactly what that means. I'm assuming it must be an okay thing, like I'm smart and social, I guess. I don't know. But I like to build things and design things. I like to solve problems, right? And so I did 10 years of that. Went to school, was a professional engineer for a period of time. Still am, I guess, but did design work. And then I hated sitting behind a desk. This is fun, though. I like sitting behind a desk.
I was going to say, we're sitting behind a desk right now.
Well, it's like a table. So,
okay, it is kind of a table.
Kind of a table, but I hated sitting behind a desk. And so I had a mentor that challenged me and said, hey, I think you'd be good in sales. And to me, sales, and you can appreciate this because technicians feel this way too, sales sounded like a dirty word, right? It's like, oh,
slimy,
I'm an engineer. Yeah, exactly. Everything I imagine you are like, Jason, just exactly that way.
That's what they usually say.
It is, yeah. By the way, you've proved me completely wrong, so it's nice to get to know you. But sales engineer, I drove in and ended up loving it, and so I managed a 4-state territory before joining the family business. But you asked the question, what's it like working for a 4th generation family business? And there's the pros and cons. It's nice to have some level of establishment. I came in, Barron was about 75 employees at the time, doing 13.5 million in revenue or something like that. So we've been doing work for 45 years, right? Established, but there's pressure, associated with that when you come in and you're the 3rd gen owner, 4th gen worker in the company. And all that to be said, I looked at it and I just said, my goal is to solve problems, knock down barriers for people, and ultimately make their lives better. But tell me a little bit about your side of the business here in California. Royalty. What's going on in your neck of the woods?
My neck of the woods. Well, I have Royalty Heat and Air. We've been based for 2 years outside of Sacramento.
Right.
Before talking about Royalty, I've been in the HVAC trades for 17 years now. Started as your gopher grunt guy. And when I say you're a grunt guy, I was the shop warehouse cleaner sweeping the floors.
Yeah.
5:30 in the morning, install trucks all lined up, right? So I understand what it's like from going from the bottom to the top,
Sure.
right? Learning how to set your team up for success. And then from there, really got to discover that I had a gift and a passion to help people grow. And I took that leap of faith and that fear, right?
Yeah.
And I was making really good money selling HVAC systems to do something that I had no idea was going to happen, right? It was a gut feeling that, hey, you should do this. You should take the faith and go be a national trainer, right? And a podcaster. And so after I started that, I started, to really see how the impact was at the different companies that I was going to. And really, I say when technicians, they live in a mindset of a limited belief within their head.
Yeah.
Right?
By the way, I think a lot of humans do.
Exactly. And what's possible.
Strike
right?
technician, just say in general. But I do agree in the trades, it is that self-limiting belief is incredibly challenging to overcome.
Incredibly challenging.
Yeah.
I thought it would be a great idea to start an HVAC company from scratch. Right? No partnership, no funding, no buying into an HVAC company. Because as I travel and I train, a lot of technicians and installers actually vision to start their own company one day, but they
100%.
don't know what it, just because you're a great technician doesn't mean you're a good operator.
No.
Right?
Yeah.
So when I started Royalty, I actually wanted to have it a project and showcase what it looks like to have a company from scratch and what the sweat equity, tears, the grind looks like.
Sure.
Right? And so being able to showcase that, Royalty's been able to grow a massive amount the last 2 years. We're on track to do 2.5 million this year.
Congrats.
We just had our biggest month last month, which we ended up June at 330,000 installed revenue.
Attaboy.
So everything's going great, right? So, sky's the limits of what's the future look like.
Yeah.
Well, I always tell everyone this when we're on sites and doing training, right? You always got to be the student.
Right.
You got to be the sponge and absorb, right? I could learn from anybody. I could learn from a parts runner, and I tell everybody I'm no better than anybody in this room.
Right.
As long as you're willing to listen to them,
Yeah.
and actually, your ego is not your amigo.
Yeah.
Right. That's what they say.
That. It's not your amigo. I'm gonna lock that one away. I like that. Yeah.
So as you're continuing to grow your company, fourth generation, what have been some obstacles and challenges?
Yeah, my dad had a really good piece of advice, one that I leaned into when I first started at Barron, and that was work in the different facets of the business. You could understand, to your point, listen and learn what's working, what's not, what the pain points are. And so I spent probably the first 18 months, I spent doing everything from, sheet metal fabrication. I still have all my digits on my hand after doing that for a few months. We, all the way to service, technician ride-alongs, whether that's maintenance or repair. One of our core values is trustworthy. And so the only way you can really build trust is by actually going in and meeting people and learning who they are. And again, ride-alongs are a great way to do that. That's why when you're, as a trainer, you're going around and actually getting windshield time is super valuable.
Talk the talk and walk the walk. That's what I say.
Yeah. But so that was an inherent challenge of coming in. Now I had, a plaque on the wall to show I had a 4-year degree. I had the professional engineering license. So I had some credentials, but for the guys in the trades and gals in the trades, they didn't really care. They looked at me as like, he's Brad Barron, son of John Barron. And of course he's here and he's going to take over the business. And so earning trust and respect and starting to show that you're here to help them was an imperative part of that journey. But we scaled from one trade vertical when I started to now we're in, 3 to 4. That's sort of an interesting one because we're trying to determine whether or not solar is a separate vertical from electrical. I believe it is.
Yeah.
I think there are 2 different verticals. But so with that being said, we do heating and cooling and then electrical, solar, and plumbing. And so it doesn't matter if you're, a $2 million business or a $200 million business. There's still those challenges as you're looking to grow and scale the different facets of a company or different trade verticals. And so we had to deal with that at Barron. And I think business owners, sometimes we have this false narrative of shame in our life. Like when we make a mistake, it's like, I can't, share that with anyone. It's like, oh, stop. If you could see the scars on my body from the mistakes that I've made, and I've only been doing this at Barron for 10 years, it's okay. they're actually pride marks, right? And we need to share that and help others win.
Well, one thing that we were talking about is we were talking also about families.
Yeah.
And I think it's really important for everyone that's listening to this podcast to really get to know us, not just in business, but also on our personal life too.
Sure.
Talk a little bit about your family, your wife. You were talking about you're celebrating yours in September.
Yes.
Of 15 years.
Yes, because I'm just a little ahead of you.
Just a little bit ahead
I
of
think
me.
I'm using your words on that, though. But I been married for almost 15 years to my high school sweetheart. So we were best friends junior year of high school up in Whatcom County of Washington State, and then dated for senior year of high school all the way through college. Got married when we were 22, and did what young 22-year-olds when they're first married do a lot, and that's try to save as much money as possible, but also have as much fun as possible, like sort of fun balance. So we're blessed. We were able to do some travel while we were younger. Waited till we were, I think Brooke was, my wife's name's Brooke. I think she was 28 when we ended up having our first, Declan. So I've got 3 boys. I have an 8-year-old and then twin 6-year-olds, Aiden and Connor. And so life is easy and simple. I'm just kidding. It's totally not at all.
You're running around. I get it.
It's really funny. All of our best friends that we have in our area where we live, all of them have girls. And I look at them and I'm like, man, they sit, they color at the table, they listen. And my boys are wild, hyenas running around in the backyard.
Squirrel.
Like all that. But anyway, we're very blessed. We've got 3 kiddos. I'm a believer, so I'll speak about my
100%.
faith too. And I love Jesus, and I do my best every single day to try to embody that. And I fail quite often in that journey, but I do the best I can. We're like, have you heard, you've heard Zach Brown Band songs before, right? Homegrown, have you heard that song?
Yep.
I feel like that encapsulates our life a little bit.
And Brad, what are your hobbies? Like, what do you like to do when you're not just hyper-focused on work?
I like to golf. So in high school, I wrestled and played golf because it was like big juxtaposition between intense physical sport.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, what do I do to come down from this? So in the spring, I golf. So I still like to golf. I'm a hack. I'm not very good at it. I'm usually, mid upper 90s, but I still have a good time.
Me too. My ball goes.
Yeah. Yeah, about every other time I'm over there. I donate and then I receive, and then I donate and receive from the woods on the outside.
I hear you.
But that's fun. I like to ski, both snow and water. So one nice thing about Washington State is we have beautiful mountains. Like my home mountain is Mount Baker. It's an awesome spot. But my parents have a spot on a small lake up in Bellingham, and so I grew up water skiing and wakeboarding. I don't wakeboard anymore because when you fall wakeboarding, your head feels like a catapult just smacking the water at 1,000 miles an hour. And I'm getting older now, so I don't want that.
It's funny that you say that because I say that about riding moto now.
Yeah.
I say I would love to go on a moto and go jump on a track, right? Sure. But the older I get, the harder that ground is.
Yeah. It's a little like, you're like, do I really want to fall?
And the craziness is still inside of us, though, where we tempt ourselves.
Well, I think that's where, like, I look at my young boys and I'm like, they're still faster to me. That never really outgrows that. What about you, Jason? Let's throw it back.
My wife and I, Jackie, we have 3 beautiful kids.
Mm-hmm.
Our oldest is Dawn.
Okay.
Dawn is 10 years old. Then we got little JC. He's 5. That's my daredevil right there.
Yeah.
Dawn's a little cautious. And then we got little Ranger, and Ranger's 9 months old.
Okay.
And
not quite a daredevil yet.
Not,
or maybe he's right
around that. Over the weekend, he's taking his walker and he's trying to go off the patio. So maybe a little bit of daredevil in him. But with my sports and everything, or my hobbies, I just like you, adventure.
Yeah.
I've always liked to ride the line a little bit with extreme sports.
Yeah. Which is surprising when I got to know you that'd be the case at all.
Right.
So, yeah, you seem like a pretty lukewarm, guy. So
I'm
being facetious for those of you who aren't watching this.
One of the best things I think that I enjoy the most is just going up to the mountains and either having a dirt bike on me and being able just to enjoy, like you said, right, having faith, God's creation.
It is, yeah, absolutely.
And just being alone or side by side.
Yeah.
I had the opportunity to go to North Carolina on site, and that was the first time where I really felt like I could disconnect without thinking about work.
Nice.
Because so often, right, as we're busy as entrepreneurs, business owners, operators, managers, supervisors, it's hard to turn this thing off.
Yeah, like literally almost impossible, including in the shower or on the toilet.
Right?
It's
Even when you sleep.
Some of my best ideas come in the shower and on the toilet.
Do you have a pen and paper right there and write it down?
I might.
Okay,
Yeah.
I see it.
Yeah. Or just Siri.
Yeah.
Write that down.
Now, as we're here, in the EGIA studio,
Yes.
breaking it in,
Yeah.
Contractor
University.
Let me ask you, what are you most excited about?
I think a mentor-mentee relationship and what we're able to do here, bringing people on, are really powerful. Because like I said earlier, I think running a business is really lonely. And I think sometimes even if you're not the owner, but you're up there, whether it's general manager or a VP of ops or whatever it is, those positions are lonely too. And sometimes you feel like you're stuck and you don't know what to do or where to go to. And my hope is that you got to say cracking the code, go.
Cracking the code.
Yes, that we're able today, and then in future episodes that we're able to help break down those barriers, show that it's okay to be vulnerable, to be transparent.
Transparent's big.
Yeah, absolutely. And because like I said, it's hard enough as it is. So let's try to lighten the load. Mm-hmm. What about you, Jason?
Man, I'm excited. First off, the journey.
Yeah.
No one knows the journey for me. So I've been very, very interested in joining the EGIA team for about the last 5 years. And this opportunity for me is an absolute blessing to be able to be in front of the community, to show people what's possible, like you said, right? Because as I travel and I train, like I said early in the episode, technicians and everybody lives in this box of what they think's possible.
Right.
But when you could lead them and coach them, and I really hate the saying that it's lonely on top of the mountain, because I hear that too much. Yeah. And as a leader, right, like you're saying, all ties rise all ships.
100%.
We should all lead and rise everybody together.
Yes, absolutely.
Right?
Amen.
And so that's what I'm really passionate about, is to really show everybody through the EGIA platform what's possible.
Right.
What are you willing also to not just dream what's possible, but also sacrifice. Right? Because you do have to sacrifice a lot in order to get to the level of success that you guys want to achieve. And that's what I really want everyone to understand is, it's never an easy journey.
Right.
You're not the only one going through it.
No.
There's multiple people going through the same obstacles and challenges that you're going through. And I think that's what me and Brad are really excited for, is to share those stories in those hot seats, so we could talk about those stories and ventures. Because how many people do you think are struggling with the same things on the other side?
Well, I get a chance to work with contractors all across the U.S. We all are, right? Yeah. No one's exempt from any of those challenges.
100%.
So I couldn't agree more.
And I think that because they think that bigger companies are big, that they don't have challenges. But I really think that the bigger you are, the bigger headaches you have, right? So I'm just really excited about the journey and what's to come with EGIA.
Absolutely.
And what's to come with everyone that's a part of the EGIA community.
Yeah. No, I'm happy to be a part of the journey with you, Jason.
Absolutely.
This is just the beginning, and I can't wait to meet new people and, again, just help elevate the trades. So let's do it.
All right. Until next time, y'all, cracking the code.